people, man, that was because of, matter of fact, I was showing the boys a video of accidents. Because, traveling that far and traveling that long, it's always a chance something happen, but y'all hand is on us. And I'm just thankful to be back in the midst. All right. We're going to talk about a few things today. This is not a traditional message, more so than I just want to submit some thoughts to you. Okay. Are you standing up? You gotta stand back in front of the table. All right. But anyway, I want to submit some thoughts to you because we're gonna be going into something. This is all spawned behind some things y'all put in my spirit because of what we're getting ready to present in this last couple of OIM videos. But believe me, it's doing its job. Because there's people that's getting their hands on it and they are seeing the truth. As a ministry, I see what the hand of Yah is doing, man, because, you go and sit among all of them people that's who Yah said proclaim the gospel to. Y'all know that, right?
Yes, sir.
See, and I had the luxury of walking out there knowing that, you know what? Yah, I thank you that my eyes is open. Yeah. Despite all of these people in here who just think this is just because, see, we so blinded behind religion. We blinded. You understand that, right? So I'm praying that your heart be open today, that we have a chance to bring a measure before you today. Because that's what's going to get you in the kingdom, is that your measure meet that which Yah desires from you. So that when the gates open, you have an opportunity to walk in. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's lift holy hands. Dear Heavenly Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, Yahshua HaMashiach, I come before you today because there is a matter in the earth. You have sons and daughters. You have those who you have chosen. You also have those who you have called unto yourself besides those whom you have called. So I ask, Father, today that you be with me, guide my heart, my mouth, let my lips speak words that is desirable and pleasing before your sight. Father, I thank you because there is none besides thee. There is no other. And I just bless you, Holy One, Almighty Yahweh, because you have brought us in this day, Father, when you have rested from all your works, Father. And if we love you, Father, we will keep your commandments. We also would rest, not fall into unbelief, Father. So I come before you right now, stretching my hand forth, that you would come and heal us, Father. Come and heal our hearts, Father. Heal our minds. In the name of Jesus, Yahshua, Father, we cancel the assignment of the enemy against us. Father, we break free of every bondage, Father. Even the bondage that we shall talk about and that we shall come to know today, Father. Break it from us, Father, that we may be free and free indeed in you because of our Master, Yahshua. Father, I pray, Father, that your spirit be heavy upon us today as we engage the enemy in warfare today, Father. Let those who shall stand before the congregation, let them prepare their hearts and their minds, Father, to be able, Father, to bring forth a mighty and powerful prayer, Father, that would reach the heavens, Father, that will bombard heaven right now, Father. In the name of Jesus, Father, we just hope, Father, that we are able to be found worthy in your sight, Father, that when we bow down, Father, that our prayer be not like a stench. That when we bow down, Father, that you open up the heavens, Father, that we are able to call down those things which we need, Father, those things which we see that is hindering us as a people, Father. We cancel every hindrance. We cancel every assignment. We remove every stumbling block. Right now, Jesus, Yahshua, that all be well with us now and forever, Father, that we be ready when you return, Father. Let us be able to look upon your glory. If we are here, Father, when you come, let us look upon your glory and let us be found righteous in your sight, that you turn us not away from you, Father, and the salvation that you bring. We thank you for your deliverance. We thank you for your mercy and your grace. We know, Father, that the word says your mercy endured forever. Father, let us not wear out your patience. Let us not wear you out and cause a fire to kindle in your heart against us, Father. But let us do righteous in your sight. We bless you in the mighty name of Jesus, Yeshua. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Let's be seated. Bless you, Israel. All right. We're going to go ahead. It's 4:04. We're going to go ahead and get moving. We won't be long. But what I do want to do, I want you to pay attention. All right? Can y'all see that title back there, Brother Fred?
The condition of the world.
The condition of the world. Is there a condition, Brother Fred?
Yes, there is.
There is.
Yes, there is.
There is. See, and as Israelites, see, this is, I'm on this thing because I'm going to present this to you in OIM, but I'm going to save that for OIM, but I'm going to touch a point today. Meaning that first, we have to be glad that Yah has opened our eyes to the point that we have found that we are the real truth descendants. You don't need a paper to determine that for you. You don't need, nobody to stand up and announce that in Congress that you are Israel. You know what you need? The word that has the spirit of Yah on it. Because that's what he meant. See, Deuteronomy 28 is a spiritual matter more so than it is something that you just read and coincide with. See, remember, when Yah spoke in the beginning, he said, let there be light. And what? There was. So the spirit that was on the word caused those things to go forth, right? And one of the things in Deuteronomy 28 that Yah said that these signs, right, was going to be upon who? Thee. And upon thy seeds. As a sign and as a what? Wonder. How long? Forever. So then when you start to see those signs speak to every generation. And when you start to come out into this world, you really start to look out. Because what I'm going to show you today is you're going to understand that you're under a bondage that you just don't have a clue. You understand? You're under a bondage that you don't have a clue about. And it's mind-blowing. It is something that we could never imagine that we lived in that. But see, what I knew for myself was this. When we first came into the way of truth, my family, all right, Sister Gabby, we had already begun to study things that you couldn't come to grips with, like how they were going to start to put FEMA camps in place, and guillotines, and coffins, and turning Walmarts into these centers. And under the Walmarts, they have these underground highways that go all throughout America. And in that, what we find is that there's an agenda that is ran by those who oppress. See, when you come and find out that you're Israel, then now you got to turn your sights, because what you're going to see on the other side of the screen as we go is things that is far beyond you, brother, where you have nothing against it. You have nothing to combat this. None of us do. So then it's like, who do we look to? Well, guess what? Now it's just like when we was going through prayer last night. It's like I was going through prayer this morning. I could feel the presence of Yah because I'm reaching out to he's out there. You understand? He's waiting. He said, guess what? His eyes is always on the righteous. That's what he said, Brother Mike. So if you would reach out to the Most High in the spirit of truth, in the spirit of desiring to be separate from the things, because here's what I'm going to submit before we go to the next screen, is that the enemies have always been greater than Israel. Always. And what we have to contend with, Brother Mike, is the fact that whether we're going to believe that he's going to be there for us like he was there for them when they were obedient. See, that's what I'm counting on, because now that puts my heart at rest. It put my heart at ease, where I don't have to be in bondage to fear. See, today can cause somebody to fear. So I'm going to show you something. See, and you're going to understand why you can't waste time. You're going to understand why the word is saying, come out and be ye separate. You're going to understand why the Most High Yah is saying that, guess what? You are a peculiar people. He desires for us to be like nobody else on this earth. I desire. When I'm falling on my knees, I'm falling on my knees to put myself in position to say, Yah, there is none like you, Father. There is none like you. And Father, anymore, remove every ditch that is dug before my feet, that I don't fall in any trap and any snare that the enemy has set before me, because I believe your word wholeheartedly, and I know you there, because you do too much. You've done way more. You've shown more. So I know you're there. And I know what you desire. He's desiring us. He's desiring us, Brother Fred. He's desiring us in the earth to be the sons of righteousness. Quit making yourself fall subject to what the world is giving you, to who you need to be and who you are to them. If you're going to break free, you're going to do it now. If you're going to break free, you're going to do it because Yah has already strengthened. See, the line's been drawn. This is about whether you're going to go on the side of righteousness or whether you're going to stay on the side of wickedness. Do you understand? Yes, sir. I need your full attention today. If you're on YouTube, I need your full attention. Don't look. Don't even scratch your head. Sit still and pay attention. Because we're going to talk about something. Let's go deep. Let's roll on through this. All right. Guess we'll get going. Get the camera right, then we can't get the PowerPoint. All right, hallelujah. So this is one of the things we're going to talk about. Did we skip one? What does it say? Okay. Here's what we're going to talk about today. You see what that say? What do that say right there? Secret Constitution. Now let me share something with you. See, Yah said to Israel back then, he said he was going to cast you out from the scatter you. Y'all hear me? Yes. See, y'all thinking bondage is still walk around with chains on, no. That bondage web goes deep. Just looking in the Black Dictionary, when you just put the word bond in, it may go, man, it's pages. Do y'all hear me? Yes. It goes deep, the bondage that we're in. So what we're going to do when we go to the next screen, I'm going to step to the side. This video is about 22 minutes. I want y'all to pay attention to it distinctly. All right? Don't miss. But it's something in there I want you to make sure you pay attention to. Because I said what Yah said. You was going to go into what? Bondage. Yah said you're going to go into what? Bondage. You're going to go into what? Bondage. So then what Yah has done for us, he provided for you. Look, in this time, he provided for you a way to come out. It's only one way out. Guess what? Return to him. But that's what we be messed. That's what we falter at. Because we waste time in coming out. The web is so big, you're not going to be able to come out by yourself. You're going to come out just like he brought them out. You're going to come out with his people. You're not coming out, not Brother Steve, well, I came out. I don't know what they're doing, but I came out. No, you're not coming out. We got to come all the way out. See, it's a difference. See, I ain't talking about moving out to the country. I ain't talking about storing up a few buckets of beans and a little bit of rice and a few extra clothes in a bug out bag. That ain't what I'm talking about. Coming out is seeing how how when the master said, if the good man would have known, if the strong man, you know what I said? If the strong man would have known what hour the thief would have come and would have kept watch. See, that's what it is. Your strong man is bound up, and we had not kept watch for generations. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
For generations, but we have not kept watch.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Y'all ready to hear this?
Yes, sir.
Come on, Dick.
Welcome back to WHDT World News. I'm Gary Franchi, and joining me now is whistleblower from the World Bank, Karen Hudes. We're going to bring you the conclusion of yesterday's interview. Karen, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Gary.
Karen, when we concluded yesterday's interview, we were discussing, or you had brought up the new Constitution that was instated in the United States. So, is the Constitution that we know today in effect, or is there a different Constitution that you claim?
Unfortunately, we are being snookered by the Congress because every 2 years they reintroduce a state of martial law. And we are not under our first Constitution. We are under this second secret Constitution. What that Constitution provides is that our tax dollars are going to pay interest to the Federal Reserve. They're not paying for any of the services that we need in our country. Instead, where are we getting the money? We're getting it from the poppy fields in Afghanistan and the drug trade. That's how we're financing our country. This is a travesty.
Now, you mentioned that the secret Constitution allows for the interest to be paid to the Federal Reserve. But isn't that the Federal Reserve Act that we know that was established in 1913 when it was passed on Christmas Eve? So where does that law fall into place?
You'll remember that President Lincoln was assassinated by a Jesuit. That was in order to prevent the greenback dollars that Lincoln had issued directly by the Treasury Department. And so what happened was the bank of that day was then able to continue to earn interest on the currency of the United States. That was why he was assassinated. And the reason why we had that second Constitution enacted in 1871 is that is when the Revolutionary War debts fell due. As a matter of fact, one day I opened my mail and somebody mailed me the financing statement for those debts that, together with the unpaid interest on the debts, had accrued to the trillions of dollars.
Now, the concept of a secret Constitution, some people might cry foul at that. I don't believe a word you're saying because I've never heard of such a thing. How can those claims be substantiated?
Two ways. The first is that I will show you the minutes of the meeting of the patriots who met and looked at the State House records in Carolina when that secret Constitution was enacted. And I can show you the financing statements for the Revolutionary War debt. That was the reason we got that second secret Constitution.
So is that second secret Constitution, who is it in favor of? Is it in favor of the people or the corporate United States?
It's in favor of the banks. It's certainly not in favor of the people. What happens when you have a child your child is given a Social Security number, they estimate how many taxes your child is going to pay over his or her lifetime. And they take that birth certificate and they issue it on the capital markets and they earn money on it.
Okay, so what you're saying is that the birth certificate itself creates a monetary value on the books with the Federal Reserve?
I'm saying something much worse, actually. What I'm saying is that when every citizen goes into the court system, They are not seen there as themselves a U.S. citizen. They're seen as the person who had their birth certificate pledged. You're there as a debtor. You're not there as a citizen.
So, because of the national debt, are you saying that Americans they're just born into debt and there's nothing that they can really do about it? They're debtors in the system.
We have been converted from human beings that are citizens of the Republic of the United States into chattel. Chattel, that is a legal term for something which is property. We are now considered to be property of the Federal Reserve. We're not considered to be human beings and citizens of the United States.
Reverse that.
The first thing we do is we recognize it. We understand it. And then the second thing we do is we have that constitutional convention, which is our right under our first constitution, and we repeal that banker's constitution. We repeal it, we get rid of it, we do not want it, we do not need it, and we issue our treasury dollars backed by the gold out of the collateral account that has been offered to us.
Some people are very concerned about Article 5 convention, wherein you may have powers, money powers, that could inject themselves into the into that convention process where the Constitution is rewritten. A lot of people are very concerned that some of the very basic rights that are instilled and enshrined in the Bill of Rights would then be evaporated. Maybe the freedom of the press would be changed to only specific sanctioned outlets can speak freely. Or even the Second Amendment would have to be rewritten to only allow certain people to carry firearms to protect others. So there's a lot of people who do have valid concerns with an Article 5 convention. Do you share those concerns?
I say that that is a very good proof to me of just how corrupted our media is. Because if we had a true media that was representing the interests of the citizens, they would know that that is not a concern whatsoever. Because what happens out of that convention is simply recommendations, which have to be voted up or down by 3/4 of the state legislatures.
Do you think the money powers would have enough lobbying capacity to lobby for those 3/4 of the states? I mean, if you think back to when the 16th Amendment was passed, even though it was passed illegally and it wasn't properly ratified by 3/4 of the states, it still became an amendment, and we now are under an income tax system. So if you think about 3/4 of the states ratifying an Article 5 do you believe
Constitution, how we got that Constitution, and whether we in the United States have the wherewithal to throw off those shackles. And if we don't, we deserve them.
So where is the second Constitution? Where is it? Where do they keep it? What does it say?
The second Constitution consists of the fact that we are paying interest.
In the same sense that we understand our Constitution as today. Now, when I think of the Constitution, I think of old parchment and handwritten script, and I think of the founding fathers and writing this document out. So when I think of a second Constitution, is it fair to say that is this another document that written in the same manner, or is it? I don't know, help me visualize what this document says.
What it is it's the Act of 1871, where Maryland and Virginia created this square mile of the District of Columbia, and then they incorporated the United States as a country.
Back to WHDT World News, I'm Gary Franchi, and joining me now.
Say that is a very good proof to me of just how corrupted our media is. Because if we had a true media that was representing the interests of the citizens, they would know that that is not a concern whatsoever, because what happens out of that convention is simply recommendations, which have to be arrangement with our government.
This secret constitution, is it really more of a corporate document?
What it means is that when you go to court to protect your rights, you don't even get to first base, because that judge is not sitting in what you call a court of equity. They're not looking at you as if you're a citizen of the United States. They're handling you as if you're a person who's just servicing the debt of the United States. You're there as a thing.
So if you're just a thing in a courtroom that's servicing debt, what does that make every American citizen?
It takes away all of our rights.
So Americans don't have any rights.
Americans need to take back their rights, because our founding fathers were very clear about that. We were in a country that had consent of the governed. We were in a country that could bear arms, had the right to bear arms. They understood that we were a liberty-loving people. And actually, the fate of the world is riding on whether we have remained that. And I think we have.
So what do you see as the future of this nation? I know that yesterday we spoke about that you're very optimistic about the global outlook, and there are other individuals who believe that we're on the precipice of a global economic collapse. Given this Constitution that you speak of and the state of the rights of Americans, where do we go from here?
Where we go from here is that we just take a deep breath and thank ourselves for our neighbors and our friends and our country and our founding fathers that gave us the first Constitution, which is protecting not only our rights, but the rights of every human being on this earth. And all that we have to do is say yes to the dollar that John F. Kennedy printed for us, and tell the bankers that they're not entitled to keep it from us. It's our birthright. And the gold that belongs to us because Wolfgang Struck has allocated it to us. And when we say yes to that, it's really not that hard to say yes, it seems to me. What we're doing is we're freeing that gold also for the rest of humanity, so all the other countries of the world get their share of the assets. And we just rebuild. And what that would look like is up to us. It's going to be our world to take back and to care for each other.
Some people might disagree with you and say that the Constitution has failed us, that the Constitution that the Founding Fathers has failed us because we are seeing a Congress pass laws that are contrary to it with no with no repercussion. We see a commander-in-chief enforcing laws that are contrary to the very document they take an oath to. So has the Constitution, the original Constitution the founders created, has it failed the American people in that regard?
I think...
or is it just a failure of...
And where we are, they'll see that we only have ourselves to thank for whatever the outcome is going to be, because we are actually at a fork in the road. And I'm working together with whistleblowers, first of all, from the World Bank. That's who I started out working with. And then I started working with anybody as my story and the rest of the whistleblower story got out. And once Elaine Colville, who's in Scotland, she's the World Bank whistleblower. The two of us got our statement up on the UK Parliament website. What was our statement? The first statement I got up was that the capital markets are absolutely, they're just completely controlled by this conglomerate that has 40% of the assets and 60% of the earnings of all the companies that are traded. And the Securities and Exchange Commission is not enforcing insider trading laws, and the Securities and Exchange Commission was not requiring KPMG to do an honest audit of the World Bank financial statements because I bought a World Bank bond, which meant that I was a bondholder and the World Bank was not immune. So I went to the Serious Fraud Office in the United Kingdom, and I told the Serious Fraud Office that it was their responsibility since the UK was also helping to finance the World Bank, and also because UK citizens owned World Bank bonds. It was their responsibility to end this corruption that I was reporting. So the Serious Fraud Office called up the Securities and Exchange Commission. That was in 2010. The SEC couldn't be bothered. The same people at the SEC that brought us Bernie Madoff wouldn't answer the Serious Fraud Office. So then, when the UK Parliament asked a question about supervision of the UK money in the World Bank, I answered that question. I said there was no supervision, that the UK taxpayer money was just going to the dogs at the World Bank. And then there was a second question, which was on privatization. They wanted to know in the UK Parliament whether the functions of the UK public ought to be privatized. And I said, absolutely not, because the entity that was supposed to be supervising the World Bank on behalf of the UK had been privatized, and they were doing a lousy job. And then the third question was, how is the UK Parliament and the rest of the UK government doing on processing complaints? And I said, you're doing a lousy job. I've been complaining to the Parliament for years, and you're just sitting on your hands. And Elaine Colville gave a much more blunt criticism because she had been going to the Prime Minister and the Ombudsman, and she raked them over the coals. You can see our statement up on Parliament.
So then, back to the question, does that mean that you see a failure in American leadership? We have this great document, and it stands for, it's brought us so far, lip service. So, where do you stand on that position?
Well, I have been going to the U.S. Congress and writing to them and talking to them, and I've been talking, for example, to General Martin Dempsey on December 2nd when he had a town hall meeting. I've been discussing the problem one-on-one when the Secretary of Defense, Chuck Hagel, was a senator. I spoke to him about this power transition model that we were discussing, which is very accurate, which said that we were at a fork in the road, and that if we would lose our allies, we would have a currency war. And they know very well how that model works because they've been working on it in the Department of Defense and how very accurate it is. So what can I say? They are completely aware of the fact that we are at the fork in the road, and why I think we're going to take the high road is because they know enough citizens are also aware of this model, and they're demanding of their government that we take the high road. They're not letting them off the hook. They're writing their Congress people. And for example, there was a meeting of, I've been at this business of whistleblowing, and I've been getting public coverage now for quite some time, although not with the mainstream media. You won't find the first interview on the mainstream media. So going back to one of your questions about RTTV, when RTTV did have me on, this is not a little story. Where did you find this in the mainstream media? So no, we're not, I guess the answer is you get the government you deserve. There's something called the National Taxpayer Union. They have a blog up on me. I've had a number of people writing their Congress people, and I was going to start talking about the county executives because there was a meeting of county executives in July. And what happened was one of the people that just writes to me based on some of the news coverage that I'm getting with HGTV and also with the stories on the alternative media. So they contacted me and they said, Karen, you can't just keep going to the governors. You have got to go to something else because the governors are not responding. So that's when I started writing to an organization of county executives. And they had a meeting in July, and they elected Ike Leggett, who is the county executive of Montgomery County, Maryland, which is the county that I live in. And so I have been keeping Ike Leggett informed. I've been asking all of the people that contact me to contact their county executives as well. So what I would say is that we have a very intricate but powerful system in our republic that does have all of the bells and whistles necessary. And we will be able to take back our republic. I'm very optimistic that the machinery will work. But I'm also not underestimating the amount of the cleanup job, because I've been, as a lawyer, I've been going to the American Bar Association. I would have to say that the legal profession is seriously, seriously broken, that the bar associations should not be responsible for licensing attorneys because they have not been responsive. I say that that system is totally broken.
Karen, we're just about out of time, and I want to give you another opportunity to give your final thoughts to the American people on the state of America and the state of the world, and the practical things that the individuals can do to make change happen for humanity.
Well, the very first thing I would say is go out and buy silver and gold coins, because we still have Federal Reserve notes, and those pieces of paper are toilet paper. That is the very first thing that you should do, because you do not want your family not to have currency, and what you currently have is not worth anything. That's why the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are no longer paying for their international trade in dollars. Governments are no longer holding the Federal Reserve notes. We need to be you need to do your homework as citizens and find out what it means when you have Federal Reserve notes. They're valueless and they are unconstitutional, and we need to get that outfit out of here. That's the very first thing. And then the second thing is that we have to all work together to clean up the mess. And I don't think it's going to be that hard, actually, to get our...
All right. Everybody hear that? Yes, sir. You see why I said bondage? And see, the sad thing is that we are in the middle of this, and this is what we take lightly. See, we don't know all of this is going on behind the scenes. See, that old dragon, Satan, you know what I mean? He and his angels was cast down to the earth. And they had already done what? Deceiving who? Right? So the whole world is under deception. And the sad part about it is we don't care. We don't care that we are under bondage. We don't care that we have this type of thing going around. Because this is why I'm making my point. As Israelites, what you there become like this. Because as a Christian, you just think you're gonna get raptured out of this. We ain't worried about it, and that the Father know that we in this, and we just gonna call on Jesus, right? But see, it's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. See, because this is what the war is in. The war is in getting ourselves to a position where now we have aligned with Yah, because that's what the repentance is. Remember, sin is what? Transgression of the law. So then your repentance is in knowing that he said he's going to make a new covenant with the house of Christians, right? No, with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. The covenant I shall make with them after those days, I shall put my laws on their inward parts. I shall put it in their mind and write them on the tables of their heart, right? And then they shall be what? My people. And then they shall be what? So how you going to be his people without that process? So coming out involves having them laws on the inward part where now your conscience bear witness to you that you don't want to go against keeping his commandments. You don't want to go against committing adultery. You don't want to go against stealing from your brother. You don't want to go against coveting your neighbor's house. Right?
Sir.
You don't want to go against by not keeping his holy Sabbath. Not showing up for the Feast of Tabernacles. Don't you know in the kingdom there's going to be nations that's not going to come up to tabernacles and they're not going to receive rain? So what the hell you think you doing? Because he said, Ron Young said exactly what people always say. Jesus nailed the law to the cross. And I looked at them people with, I said, I was sad. And the thing that came into my heart was, where's the conversion? Well, guess what? All right, let's read that.
And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
Now stop. He said, and they made their lives bitter. With what?
Hard bondage.
So when people are in bondage, you can almost see ain't no peace. The Egyptians made their lives bitter with what?
Hard bondage.
Who you think in here like to be in bondage? Anybody in here? Please jump. Stand up. Nobody? Huh? Finish reading.
In mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
You hear that? So bondage has a correlation with serving. All right? Let's go on. Right, so I want y'all to pay attention to this. All right? This is from the Brown Drivers Brig. All right? And in the BDB, we see labor, service. All right? Labor, work, labor of servant or who?
Slave.
A slave. Did you hear what the lady said? So are you in bondage? And see, one of the things that we talking about in what we got, I mean, it's here. If y'all don't, we going back to it. This is what me and Sister Gabby always dig into. We are about to sit down and look at the path that y'all has laid out before us to have yourself free. So you got to be free in the mind, you got to be free in the spirit, and you got to be free in your body, your person. Do you understand that? And it's going to cost. Because right now, guess what? A borrower is a slave to the lender. So it's like they got you all unofficially, but secretly, as a slave and in bondage. Exactly. Exactly. Y'all understand this?
Yes, sir.
See, so when you run around happy-go-lucky, spending all your money, and you ain't trying to come together with Israel, that's what you perpetuate. Because guess what? Every time you spend money, guess what? You go into debt. Because it ain't your money. You a slave to these folks. Every time you go to the ATM, every time you use your debit card.
They use us as a small business.
Yeah.
And they are the owners of us.
Oh, man, look. Mother said we getting ready to cover all that. I got something for you. Because I'm tired of playing games with people who sitting around when Yah had called you to the way of righteousness. You are his sons and daughters. And you guess what? You don't want it. You want to continue to be in bondage because you like doing your own bull crap. You like being off to yourself, tucked up in your own little place. You think because you got a goddamn apartment, you got a little old box, a piece of space that you live in, that you doing something? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't free till you around the sons that's going to bring correction, the sons that's going to bring sharpening to you. So that, guess what, we can hold you to a standard on getting into the kingdom. Help you break free from this.
You do know when we purchase a house, that deed that we sign to say that we're gonna be the owner of that house is not active until we actually sign it. So it means that check that they say that we qualify when we buy $150,000 home or $200,000 is actually a check we should have in the bank. As soon as we sign our name on it saying that we own that house, we come in debt. Again, we are in business to our.
Oh man, the thread goes deep. Well, I said, guess what? Because see, this is what we do. We get the Sabbath and we get so damn busy and tired, and can't hear the message. Can't hear Pastor Dow. Can't hear Pastor Court. You can't hear nothing to elders. You can't hear nothing that somebody's saying to you to get you to wake up. Because guess what? You're under the, guess what? See, spiritually, you're under bondage, and then physically under bondage. And because you're spiritually under bondage, you are asleep and you don't understand this bondage. Do you understand? Yep. Look at this. Of captives are subjects. Do you hear this? See, this is from Shemot 14. We pulled it right out. Then it goes and says service of Yah, where you should be. So now we're talking about what the divide is, because there ain't nowhere to go. As a son of Jacob, you learned that, guess what? The Torah was protection. All I had to do was do this, and we would have been, guess what? High above who? All nations. But you're in bondage along with other nations, and out of the bondage, you the lowest. Because they don't even count you, guess what? In this country, you count as 3/5. You hear me?
So mentally, if we truly want to be from their bondage, is one reason why it's important that we as Israelites buy land and put our earnings together and build a community and cash in those so-called 401ks that they offer us. Cash it, get what they say is active, because they're going to try to talk you out and say, well, you're going to mess up your interest, so on and so forth. That's when you buy your gold and your silver.
That's it. Man, look, come on, let's go. Y'all better understand, man. I mean, I'm trying to bring some light to your mind today. See, I had to let you listen to that excerpt for this reason. See, what happens on a weekly basis is you go to work, you do what you do, guess what? You tired, because guess what's designed for you to work 9 to 5. See, and this is why I've been talking to them that's out here with the shepherd. You guess what? When these days of prayer come, guess what? I need you acting. I need you paying attention to how even us, Satan try to make you dizzy and tired from the war, from the prayer. Like I told you, when the time comes, whoever y'all say, invite them to it. That's what I'm inviting to it. I'm done just saying, look, come on out, come do this, just because it ain't about that. You have to get hungry yourself, because see, y'all know where you at. He the one that picked the people that was out there with Gideon. And them ones that left like a dog was the ones that got chosen. Ain't nobody had to go explain nothing to them. Ain't nobody had to go break them and explain this to them. Ain't nobody had to do all that. They just went left like a dog. And all them that left like a dog was ready to be used by Yah. But you need a whole dissertation. You need all kind of stuff to help you get this thing down pat in your spirit. Well, guess what? It's because it don't just come in the form that, guess what, we're going to get together and we're going to fight against the government, we're going to do this. It has nothing to do with that. The sons of Yah got to rise up in the earth first. Hallelujah. That Yah see you sold out for his cause. When you put bond on Google, this is what we get. Read Deacon.
A thing used to tie something or fasten, or to fasten things together.
You see that? So you done got fastened to this system. You hear me? With the birth certificate. See, people so goddamn dumb. Well, see, you think past down that say don't go get a marriage license. When guess what? All you doing is just time. See, I own the corporation. So I know the word quorum. means that you got to have 2/3 vote. If you got 2/3 vote, that means guess what? That's the ruling power. Well, guess what? You got a birth certificate and you got a marriage certificate. Guess what? That's 2/3. You tied to the system twice. You understand what I'm saying? Don't mention the Social Security card. That's all your power. Now you just gave everything away. Do y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
See, this is what you got to start hearing. I got to wake your tail up on Saturday. Because you done lost your mind. The condition of the world, ain't it? Israel got to come out. Let's go read BD.
An agreement with legal force in particular.
You hear that? An agreement with legal force. That's why they can come and toss your butt down in the ground. Because you their property. Ain't no way my property. Ain't this my property. I own this camera. You ain't gonna, you gonna stand your butt right here and film me, turn it to the side. You gonna film me, turn it to the camera. You gonna film me, popping deep in the hand. You gonna do whatever the hell I said. Because you my what? Property. You understand that? Look at this. Y'all better wake up. Satan had some of y'all tired this morning. You was like, oh, Lord, you got to go to Sabbath. Nigga, get your butt to Sabbath. And glorify Yah. You ain't your own. We got something to do, Israel. Let's go. Black's Law Dictionary.
Bam, got it at home.
Let's go. Read it, Dick.
A certificate or evidence of a debt on which the issuing company.
Stop. You hear this?
Yeah.
Do you hear this?
Tell
Issuing company. Who is the issuing company? The person that who already, when you sign, she said it. She said it. You, when in the hospital, when you get him in property, it went up from 3,000 to 6,000. So when you sign this birth certificate, you just voluntarily gave over your life to become a fictitious being. You are no longer living. You have become chattel, like she said. You have become property. So guess what? Now they own you. They had the rights to your bond.
And we worth 1.5 million.
Oh man, look! Wait till I break some of this stuff down to y'all. Listen. Come on, let's read.
Or governmental body promises to pay the bondholders a specific amount of interest for a specified length of time and to repay the loan on the expiration date.
Now, when do you expire?
When you die.
When you die. So everything be paid in full. Right. Y'all ain't understanding. You niggas, man, y'all better wake up. Do y'all hear me? Woo. They got this on you. Look at all of this. This is all how your life is set up. You is going to pay these tax for your whole life. You paying interest. It's interest being gathered on you. That man, she said it's a specified amount that when they write this birth certificate that they expecting is going to be made from the minimum. You understand? If you do better, it's going to be great.
So, like, when we do die, they don't even pay for our funeral or nothing.
No.
They expect our family to pay for it. Or some type of insurance, which is us still paying for it.
Exactly.
I was gonna say they understand how money works. So like your income taxes, they go to like some type of investment to where it can gain interest, and then they give you back your income tax money that you paid in, you know, at income tax time, but they use the money that they earned in interest to pay their debt off of the money that you put back into the
so-called income tax you're getting.
Yeah.
It's the amount that you should have been paying to them in taxes. You should be getting a check because they own us, and that's just the interest off the business that they own, which is us.
Man.
That's perfect.
Can I share something with you?
Go ahead, Mom.
You know, my husband passed away in 2013 and he owed taxes for the year that he passed away. So we filed separate taxes. So they sent him a bill to pay his taxes. I called them to tell him that he was deceased. And they said that they cannot wipe out that debt. All they can do is put it on hold and check back in so many years.
You see this? Wait a minute. Oh my God. Come here, Mom. Come here. Oh, come right here. Now you tell all these folks on YouTube that at least got half an ear to hear. Listen to this.
My husband passed away in 2013, and he owed taxes for 2013 on his business. And I called the IRS and talked to him and told him that he was deceased. And I said, what you gonna do? Go to the graveyard? And they said, she laughed, but she said, well, we have to put it on hold. We just can't wipe out the debt. And we'll have to check back in so many years. Like he was gonna come
You
back.
see this? Come on now, that's what I'm saying. So think about this. If that don't tell you something, man, come on. Go to the next screen. Good. Man, I tell you, Father in heaven. All right, look at this. Bondholders. All right? Listen up. Bondholders. All right? Who do you think the bondholder is?
The bond.
The feds. Come on, let's go read that. Let's go.
Creditors of a business whose evidence of debt is a bond issued by the business.
All right, y'all hear this? I'm reading it again. Y'all, I think y'all missed it. Did you hear that, Nick? I'll read it again.
Bondholders, creditors of a business.
Stop. You got, so somebody own your birth certificate. They own your corporation.
That's right.
Do you understand this? So that's why I'm breaking this down. They own you. So look at this. Go ahead.
Whose evidence of debt is a bond issued by the business.
You hear that? So you, when your birth certificate go out and go get stamped, that bond is issued as evidence of the debt that you in. Do you understand this? See, but you got, see, I'm gonna take y'all back to the scriptures here in a minute. But I'm just getting you all the upfront stuff, so we can understand.
Walking bonds of business.
Come on, let's go. All right, now look at this. Straw bond. Here it is. Here it is. Listen real good.
3 parts.
Listen real good. You hear me, Sister Sherry?
Yes, sir.
Roberts, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
By upon which is used either the names of the fact, issues, persons, or those unable to pay the sum guaranteed, generally applied to the insufficient bail bonds in property taken. Now, I'm going to explain this. Let's go to the next one. Let me explain this. So, hold up on this, all right? I need everybody right here where I'm at. So, a straw bond is that you would never be able to pay the debt. So, it's issued on you, it's just on a continuum. Look what happened. See what I said about her husband? So, that straw bond can't never be wiped out. They're going to check back at a later date. Nigga, he going to still be dead. Right? But that's what a straw bond is. That is because whatever money that was made and entered out there is still accumulating.
It's a 3-party. Now, if she had a claim that as the wife, you would have been paying that, and then your kids would have been paying it, and your grandkids would have been paying it.
But let me tell you this.
It would have been paid.
I'm going to tell you how, well, we'll come back to it. But the way out of that is a private trust.
Yeah.
Where you become, you take that, and everything, all the interest can be transferred to the strong man, and the strong man operating as a private trust is able to handle that. Now, as long as the private trust don't engage in any business, it can receive. It's almost like a holding company. But that's a whole nother deal. See, I'm trying to explain something to you because this is just wisdom that y'all get, but Fred, this thing deep, bro. Do you hear me? So I'm trying to get y'all to understand because y'all said come out of her. So guess what? Now, let me tell y'all something. See, you learning this, but guess what? It's come with the cost of blood. Because some of this you might not want to be out. See, this is what learning the truth is. See, learning the truth is some of y'all going to tuck your damn tail so far between your legs that you ain't gonna be able to walk. It's gonna shut you down because this right here take people that's ready to stand up. See, this thing I've been praying for. I said, you know what, man? I'm done. I would rather go out in my life, and guess what? And give this up, knowing that I've been serving y'all with all that I am, and let you niggas that's playing Sabbath have what you need to have. I'd rather go out showing my sons how to be free. See, you can't do it incomplete when you having babies and they don't have birth certificates, but then you ain't going all the way. So now you can set them up. See, these folks got to be set up so that you can operate. But we can't hardly do it when, one, you ain't coming together to be a tribal people. When you want to keep your money to yourself. I can tell you how much the money the congregation, everybody that's been turning in and putting their stuff, I can tell you how much money the congregation makes, but guess what? You know how much money is going out, and guess what? It's going out on bull crap, on secret bull crap that you don't want people to know that you spend money on. But y'all understand, but see, this bondage is big. But you don't care about that because they got you think you're doing something. All you're doing is going to debt when we could be working on getting set free, spending time. I should be running. Guess what? The men should be out running businesses, and the sisters, guess what? You should be spending time doing this goddamn research. You should be sitting. All your time should be going to what I'm trying to tell you to do. The vision to get free is real, but you don't want to get free because you are running around on what they presented to you in this world. You just run around, you half in the way, you want to have fun and all this bull crap. Let that bull mess go and spend your time now.
Hallelujah.
Spend your time now. Getting set free. Look at this. Now, here it is. Let me read to you. Maritime law, that which the Congress has enacted or the federal courts sitting in admiralty have declared and would apply. The system of the law which particularly relates to the marine commerce and navigation to business transacted at sea. Now let me pause right there. Hold up. To see, I was having a talk with Brother Malik that's locked up in New Jersey. See, I got a whole interview on what's now. I got to see. I'm putting all of this in OIM. See, I'm going to go in on these Gentiles. See, because it's you who did this, Gentiles. You are the ones that's doing this. Because you're enlarging and you're increasing. So you ain't going to get me in this mess. So I know the Gentiles, see, Yahshua said in Luke 20 that this was the time. It's daytime. So this is why they can do all of this. And look what they're doing. See, you see why the word says that now the kingdoms of this world have now become the kingdom of our master Yahshua? Why? Because you rule in justice. What the lady said, they rule in just. You're all up under all of this bondage and don't even know you're under. And see, when it said that, guess what? It applies to the laws of the sea. That's what the Sestaki or the Sedeki v. Trust is about. They said during the London fires and the Black Plague in 1666 that all died and was lost at sea. And unless, watch this, that you come back and claim rights and damages, then guess what? It's a perpetual thing. Even though you got live living children, they're all dead. See that? So it don't matter that her husband is dead because he's already dead. You understand that? See, I don't know where our head be at. You got it? What does it say, Brother Snow?
And they shall fall down by the edge of the sword.
You hear this? He's talking about Israel. He's talking about Israel. Come on.
And shall be led away captive.
And shall be led away captive. See, this is how long after Egypt. Brother Pete. He was talking about the Yahudim. He was talking about Israel that was still in the land. Before 70 AD hit. Come on.
Into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
You hear this? And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. I said, don't get away from that. Don't get caught up in Edom. Don't get caught up in all this Edomite and all this other stuff. Go back and see what the word said about the Gentiles, because then guess what? Now you're going to understand this function, because Yah gave a key prophecy when Noah was speaking in Genesis 9:27. When he said he shall enlarge Japheth. So guess what? This enlargement, that's why I've been going through it, is bringing all this down. Look, this is what they said. Remember, I was reading all this stuff. They captivate the mind, embetter it. Remember? They sit around in large groups and packs and enjoy this. Michael Bradley said the way that they was going to do, they looked out and saw how those of the African tribes was progressing. There wasn't no way that they was going to overtake them unless they overtook their mind. Unless they overtook their mind. And the word said, be ye transformed by the what? So you got, your mind got to be on what freedom Yah has given you. You are sovereign because of Yah. You are under his law. You are under his word. So how the hell you going to be Christian? You got to be an Israelite. You got to return to the lot of Jacob. This makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah. Finish reading, Snow.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
See, this is the time. This is the time. And so, guess what? So, as Israel now, as an Israelite, I can stand back and look and say, you know what? Now I see the bondage. This is why the disciples said, have you now come to restore the kingdom to Israel? When they asked Yahshua that. See, so now our glorious looking for the Messiah is to get free of this bondage. And knowing that, guess what? We were perplexed on every side. That we survived death on every side. Because you got to truly fight and talk. And these folks don't want you out of this. It's going to cost you, Brother Mike. It's going to cost to try to get out of there. But you got to make an attempt. See, people don't understand that we living in this foreign land and we got to make an attempt to try to break the hell up out of this. And ask Yah to guide our hands and lead us. Your every breath, your every day belongs to checking in with the ministry, checking in on how we getting free. There's stuff going on behind the scenes that y'all don't understand. People are already making a push, but it needs to be more effort. You can't just go every day and all you do is Sabbath because you ain't did nothing to get set free. This thing is an everyday effort and untoiling this well. And Yah has made known the knowledge didn't increase. So it's a way out. We got to be somewhere getting this thing in. You're not hearing. You're not hearing. Because what Satan has already done, he deceived everybody. So he's good at keeping everybody scattered and separate onto your own deal. You go home and eat, 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 and everybody doing their own damn thing. When every day you got to be strategizing and warring and praying. That's why I told them, that's why we're going to keep, I said, well, we're going to keep on. Because your lot ain't in this world. He said, be his pilgrim, didn't he? Yeah. So how you going to be his pilgrim when you getting comfortable? Make sure your carpet look good and all this other crap. Right? Johnny said don't have nice stuff. He said, now he lost his mind. Yeah, I did. But your number one thing is making sure that you prepare something. That we got y'all want to see the children completely free of this. See, that's why I be telling y'all when you just go and spend all your money. You go do what you want to do. You ain't thinking about the future of Israel. You ain't thinking about what it needs to be set apart. Y'all gotta understand. You done already lived your life. You done stuck your hand in every nasty thing you can stick your hand in. You done been a part of all the abominations and the idol worship. You have. They ain't. Why don't you turn your life over right now? Why don't you rest your life be able to belong to the Most High Yah right now? Why the rest of your life can't belong to Him? I'm not playing. I'll kick this damn camera over because I ain't playing with this bull crap, dog. I'm telling you, I lay in bed burning because I know what it is. And we got all these damn fake Israelites out here running around. That's all they doing is talking bull crap. See, you done seen the move of the Holy Spirit. You done seen the power of Yah move right here where you should be believing like nobody's business. You should know because people is coming. This is the day when, guess what? People going to rise up as an antichrist and they're going to cause you to fall away because you ain't believing like you should. You ain't tied to the true vine like you should. You need to be tied to it. The word say anything that can be shaken will be shaken. And we getting shook. We getting shook. to business transacted at sea or relating to navigation, to ships and shipping, to seamen, to the transportation of persons and property by sea, and to marine affairs generally. All right? Watch this. Let's go. Watch this. Pay attention. These folks, man, I'm telling you, these folks is something else. Now, these are judges. You hear me? So you already heard say they judges, but they ain't never on your account. You hear me? They only there managing property. You know what? You're going to hear Malik say it himself. But he said on one of the calls that he ain't even held under criminal offense. Because the officers said, and they went back and forth. You didn't have two. First you had one officer said, then at another hearing you had another officer say. At one hearing, one said he was driving. Then the other hearing, the other guy said he was driving. But you only went on one account. And then you didn't even bring the gun to court to even see if his hands was on it. You set that aside. I forgot what he called it. But you're going to hear him say, man, they got him held up on the account of an old slave statute that that New Jersey adopted. You hear me? He brought it to him, man. That brother is wise. That brother Malik is wise. That dude gets in them books. So all the stuff I was telling him, he paying off a bond that they making it where he can't pay. So he doing time. Guess what? He gonna do enough time. Then they gonna let him go. But you owe him that, because guess what? That bond is getting worked out while you sitting in there. While you doing all that labor they want you to do in there. See, I don't understand. And the lady told y'all, when you go to get equity in court, you ain't going to get no damn equity. Right. You going because you're a chattel, you're a property. And then here it is, this down here in Dade County in Miami, that's that ship. This look, right. U.S. District Court clerk, U.S. Marshal. Look, this is a goddamn ship. Yeah. This look, all your proceedings is happening aboard the ship. Maritime law, what we just read. Y'all hear me? And y'all want to keep playing? Y'all want to keep being by yourself? Why do you think y'all ask for your all? Why? Because one person can't do it by themselves. It takes the body of believers to come together and be who y'all say be. You should be doing your all, but you guess what? You so caught up in the world. You so caught up in the world, your damn self. That's why I say I'm doing what I'm doing. Guess what? I'm going to keep every weekend. Hey, guess what? I'm going in prayer. I'm going in the word. I'm going in. Because y'all, if nobody don't want it, y'all, please help me get this done. I ain't going to keep playing with this when this is what's going on. Maybe I can show this to you today, then you're going to get serious about your goddamn life. Maybe you won't quit running around, stash your goddamn money all up in goddamn seats and all other kind of bull crap, and when we got stuff to do. We got time for you run around here being your own person. You in bondage. Don't you know you in bondage? Don't say you ain't. You are. Don't you know you in bondage? Who ain't got a birth certificate? Raise your hand. Look at this. All people ain't got them damn birth certificates. These folks over here that we done dropped out in this mud. Y'all hear me? Yes, sir. Shit, knocking stuff over. I'm sorry. Not sorry. All right, turn up microphone. Come on. Sweat, boy. Look, come on. go to the next. All right, right here. So here's our purpose. The condition of the world is that it is perishing. You hear me? And it is perishing daily, ain't it? So what's happening is, watch this. These folks is keeping you suspended in bondage where you can't move. You just but you can't move. And see, that's the work of Satan. Why? That's evil. And what evil do is keep you separate from the Most High Yah. In terms of, guess what? You're working all day for these folks, paying off a debt that ain't yours. Right? Then they pacify you with, as the world turns, America's Best Dancer. Don't?
Yeah.
He's Got Talent. All this other bull crap. You sitting up crying in front of the damn TV. Sitting up crying. You ain't winning that. Right? Got you caught up, and guess what? This bondage is on you, boys. It's wrapped around your neck.
Joke.
Tell me. See, I've been knew something was wrong way back. I remember I was working in Fazio Bakery in St. Louis. You ever heard of Fazio's?
What? I used to work there.
You know what I'm saying? So, look. This is an Italian bakery. Boy, hey, do they be playing? Them Italians don't play. Hey, they running an operation out there. You making bread, and they running an operation out back. Guaranteed. And I remember sitting up in Fazio's, man. Up in there, man, I just happened to look around. I was looking around at the people in there. It's a big factory, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
And it's all bread. This boys, thousands of loaves go out daily. I learned how to make the little slash in the Italian bread. You know what I mean? I remember just making it, throwing it up there on the thing. Throwing it up there. I just happened to look around, look at people out there, people in their own world. You can tell people miserable. You've been working for Fazio's for years, and they ain't gave you. Well, you get this. How they give you raises at work? 7 cents, 10 cents. Don't. Right. They give you cents. You hear me? Am I lying? Yeah. I remember working at McDonald's. I remember they first told me that we're gonna give you a quarter raise. I damn near blanked out. I had to hold myself, bro. Like, what? Oh, you gonna give me a raise? Oh, you think it? Yeah. Right?
Right, yes.
Because that's what made me start looking around. I said, man, how in the hell I'm working in here and these folks is getting paid for a hot dog eating contest millions?
Right.
Right? These folks are sitting up stuffing hot dogs getting millions of dollars. I said, I'm going in here doing hours of my time, my life. I'm standing up in here. Man, see, you stand in a restaurant and wash dishes for a couple of months. Then you start thinking real rational. Is this what we be doing? Right? So Yah is good enough that he's showing us it's greater than that. Wait till we read. All right? Come on, let's roll. All right. The fullness of sin is in. You hear me? It don't get no deeper than that because, see, what they're going to do because your property, where it's all headed, Perry, is this where it's headed. You listening, my sister? Yes, sir. See, because you're their property, they got a right to put something in your right hand and your forehead. Mm-hmm. Known as what? The mark of the beast. Right? Yes. Because you're their property, they got a chance to tell you you can't buy or sell. You can't do nothing. Right? See, but when you from up under their bondage, see, Yah can truly hear you because you have given them back all that's theirs. Yahshua says, render to Caesar what? What is Caesar? That birth certificate is Caesar's. That's an agreement for you to be a slave to him instead of being a slave to Christ. Right? But you can't understand that if you're a Christian. You're like, well, I don't think. With a damn theory. This ain't no damn theory, boy. The sons of Jacob is in bondage. True. Right? Go back. Now, so you know this means war on the covenant, the holy people, and the freedom of Yah's people. This is what all this means. Y'all hear me? That's what all that means. See, it's keeping you separated while you're in the land of your enemies. See, that's what it is. See, you came here when you didn't even have to go into this. But it's because your forefathers. See, now that should be a burden. You shouldn't leave here tonight thinking about yourself. You should leave here tonight thinking about us. Us. Do you hear me, Mike? Us. I know it's hard, but some people, it hurt, don't it? Every time I say us. 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 Burning. You hear me? Just burn them up on the inside. Share them damn popsicles you got in the freezer. Right? It's as simple as that. Some people, you will lead the way. What? There ain't no popsicles. I knew these was niggas. You be leaving up out here. You done. Out the way. Right? Will lead the way because of popsicle. Let's listen in on this word. Let's go to the. Oh yeah, D. Let's go. Let's get into this reading. Oh yeah. 5:20. We doing all right. What time do we get started? 4. On 4? We doing bad. We almost done. Right? All right. Hallelujah. Come on.
When all these things have happened to you, the blessing and the curses that I have set before you.
Stop. You hear this?
If you call them to mind among all the nations, where Yahweh your Elohim has driven you.
Now stop. So look at this. How are you going to be a Christian and not call to mind the blessings and the cursings among the nations where I have scattered you? Just the only way you come to the conclusion that you got to be free because you realize the blessings and the what? And the curses. You like hell with that, right? Yeah. I ain't gonna be tell no more. Wishing it was noonday and noonday, wishing it was night. Right? Yeah. Wow. So you call it the mind when you're here because you like, only way you be like that is you in bondage to all of this maritime law. You like, these folks got you dizzy. Some people just give up and drink. All day long. Better known as wine heads in St. Louis, ain't it? And them cats got a little game, but for the most part, they gave up in life. They just gonna shoot you a little bit, bro, keep so you a little mellow. Yeah.
You gotta get that next drink.
Yeah, boy. Come on, D.
And return to Yahweh your Elohim. And you and your children obey him with all your heart.
Now he said, who obey him?
You and your children.
Now what is he talking about obeying him at? In Jerusalem? No. Where? In the places you have been scattered. Do y'all hear this? Yes. So you got to do everything you can to obey God. See, I knew y'all wasn't ready for this today.
Come on.
I knew y'all wasn't ready, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. And you. Come on, let's go finish reading.
With all your heart and with all your soul, just as I am commanding you today. Then Yahweh your Elohim will restore your fortune.
You hear this? Yeah. Do you hear this? Yeah. Do you hear it? We can shut the damn camera off, can't we? Do you hear this, Steve-O? Then he will restore what? See, all these folks got to remember, you look what the lady said, buy silver and gold. But Yah said that they have carried all his silver and gold into their temples. See, it's coming back to us anyway. But we got to do all we can Listen to me, it's real. You got to get out of this lethargicness. You got to get out of that lethargy. It's got you just dizzy. You just going to work and doing your own thing. Some of y'all, I want you down in the middle of this floor where I be at. I ain't scared to tell you I'll be down there because I'm waiting. I'm waiting on a release. But some people ain't ready. Look how many folks coming in now. I can't tell how many folks I had call me about coming to Sabbath. Yep. And being here when, guess what? We've been doing it. We've been consistent. But you got us going all down the straightway, and you niggas is a disruption and a confusion. When all it takes is humble yourself and do what's right in the sight of y'all. But people don't want to humble. They say, you won't come here and tell me something. And you ain't got no spiritual fruit. You ain't did nothing. What have you done? Nothing. Y'all trying to get your butt across the bridge and you jacking it up. It's a shame. These niggas put on fringes, they just get stupid, don't they? Right? Like the more bull crap they have on, still up with all that heavy damn shit on. Huh? Sweating like a damn dog up under that nigga, and guess what? Ain't nobody getting the heel. And still in bondage. Brother Fred, I know niggas gonna look at this and gonna hate me, but right?
They can't do it on this. You should have waking them up here. They don't need to hate you though.
Come on. That's it.
And Yahweh Elohim will restore your fortunes and have compassion on you.
You hear me? And getting over there and getting your butt tore up, can't even find the nigga that's on the video.
He will gather. And from there, he will bring you back. Yahweh, your Elohim, will bring you into the land that your ancestors possessed.
Do you hear this? This is what he promised. See, so you can't be Christian because all of this is detail. It means something for us who is in this latter time. It means something for you to understand that Yah has a promise. So you gotta flee from this up-toward generation. You hear me? You gotta flee from this mess that ain't got nothing to do with getting back to that. That's what the sweet spot is. Understanding that you are sons of Jacob and he promising you that you're gonna be back in that land. He promising it to you. He waking you up, showing you the bondage that we was in. Did you see any bondage today, Brother Fred? Did you see any? God damn! Right? Come on, D.
And you will possess it. He will make you more prosperous and more numerous than your ancestors.
Do you hear this? I'm reading it to you. You forgot it's in the Torah. Come on.
Moreover, Yahweh your Elohim will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants.
Come on. You hear this? See, that's why you got to get them right. He will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants. That means this is generations of hearts being circumcised. Right? Come on.
So that you will love Yah with all your heart and with all your soul in order that you may live.
Hold up, pause, D. So if Yah rescue you out of all this bondage we see, do you think you're going to have any chance of loving him? Yes, sir. You dang right. Wouldn't. So you see why it's emphatically, empirically, right? Definitely. Well, you gotta change your mind and your heart to be everything you gotta be. You gotta be wide open because see, this is where people mess up. Look, the word said obey who? Who did that? I want to hear more than that. I want to hear more than that. Obey who?
Yah. Them to have rule over you.
And guess what? How you gonna obey Yah?
Okay.
And you're supposed to be sitting around. He said, how you gonna hear unless you have what? How you gonna hear unless you have what? Say it loud. How you gonna hear unless you have what? Quit playing. Brother, I'm gonna hold up, brother. Do you hear me? Have mercy. How you gonna hear it? Unless you need to put that up on the wall, brother. It'll be big. Let's get a big poster, man. I'll buy it. I will. How you gonna hear unless you have a preacher? To how beautiful the feet, what? Yes, of them that do what? Let me take these socks off. And I dare you to laugh. I know it looks like I've been kicking bricks, but you better not say nothing. But y'all gotta understand, y'all got a promise. I'm making it known. He said, she'll feed you with what? Did we get any knowledge today? Yeah. Did we get any understanding? Yeah. Y'all better be with me. I'm trying to tell you, we trying to get this done. We got a restoration to go back to. You go in Christianity all you want, still go Sunday morning singing. That's all you doing, them big damn robes on. Nigga, you gonna burn. Right? Yes, sir. Y'all let people see this. Quit being scared to show this to your family members. Let them see it. So you know they ain't bondage. I know I'm embarrassed because I'm on there cursing and throwing bottled waters and all kind of stuff, but let them see it anyway. Don't be embarrassed. Let them see it. Y'all won't show them that nigga on there, do you? I'm lucky. I'm like, boy, I don't know if I should show it to him. Might get their attention. Come on.
Yahweh your Elohim will put all these curses on your enemies.
Woo! Come on.
And on the adversaries who took advantage of you.
You hear this? Yep. They took advantage. Did they take advantage of us?
Yes. Yes.
Made you sign over your birth certificate. You the main one and you 3/5. You've been taken advantage of. Yes, so that's what you got to hold on to. See, we got a prayer that's coming up after this. This is what I'm trying to get you set up for. All this other stuff is just to get your mind right. But we getting ready to war. Do you hear me? We getting ready to war. We're going to crank this music up. We getting ready to bombard Shemayim. Do y'all understand? Because I'm not playing with this. I want y'all mind to be free of this mess. Y'all, you understand? Let's go.
And Yahweh your Elohim will make you abundantly prosperous in all your undertakings, and the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your livestock, and in the fruit of your soil. For Yah will again take delight in prospering you, just as he delighted in prospering your ancestors. When you obey Yah by observing his commandments and decrees that are written in this book of the law, because you turn to Yahweh with all your heart and with all your soul.
You hear that? You got to turn to Yahweh with what?
All your heart and all your soul.
You ain't turning to him when you have to do it. You got to do that in the land of your captives. You got to turn to him. See, that thing inside you around your heart, that callous, it keeps you from wanting to perform that which is of Yah instead of the thing. Because see, what happened is, I say stuff in my mouth and then you try to put reason with it. When he told you, lean not to your own what? Understanding. You see that? See, that's what hurt people, don't it? Yeah. Now look at it. Somebody got to be on there saying, he trying to brainwash. It's already done. Right. It's already done. We at Isaiah 14. Was that it?
You want the whole chapter first?
What other more verse?
11. Got a few more.
All right, come on.
Surely, this commandment that I am commanding you today is not too hard for you, nor is it too far away. It is not in heaven, that you should say, who will go up to heaven for us and get it for us so that we may hear it and observe it? Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who will cross to the other side of the sea for us and get it for us so that we may hear it and observe it? No, the word is very near to you. It is in your mouth and in your heart for you to observe. See, I have set before you today life and prosperity, death and adversity. If you obey the commandments of Yahweh that I'm commanding you today, by loving Yahweh your Elohim, walking in his ways, and observing his commandments, decrees, and ordinances, then you shall live and become numerous, and Yahweh will bless you in the land that you are entering to possess.
See, let me tell y'all something. That same thing is in Romans 10. Y'all hear me? It's in Romans chapter 10. You understand? Verse 8. But what does it say? The word is near to you in your mouth and in your hearts. That is the word of belief which we are proclaiming. This is what he said. And that lines right up with what he was saying, what we just heard in Deuteronomy 30. You understand? Look what it says in verse 6 in Romans. But the righteousness of belief speaks in this way. Do not say in your heart, who shall ascend into the heavens? That is to bring Messiah down. Who shall descend into the abyss? That is to bring the Messiah up from death. But what does it say? Did he say the same thing? It's near unto you. That's in Romans chapter 10. See, folks ain't understanding what's going on. See, he said that in Romans in the New Testament because the covenant that he put in the inward parts gotta be the thing that's causing you to operate so that you can inherit the promise. Not just saying the name Jesus. Do y'all hear me? I'm trying to get your mind on this thing. Was that anything?
We got a little more. If you want to finish.
What verse was you on?
17.
You good. We didn't cover it. Yeah, we didn't hear what I wanted you to hear. No, let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 14. All right? Let's go.
For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel.
Now stop. You see why I said that? He said, Yah will yet have mercy on who? And will yet again do what? He will yet again choose Christianity.
No.
He will yet again choose who?
Israel.
Y'all hear this? So we got work to do. I'm trying to get you fired up. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Somebody, the wind going to be let out soon. Sun going down, so Sabbath going to be over. So the wind going to be let out. Some of y'all like, dang. Satan got that much power over you. Come on, Brother Snow.
And set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them, and bring them in their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh, the servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Stop. See, I'm going to bring that out. See what I said? The oppressor is manifested. I told you I was taking y'all somewhere with this series. Right. See, the oppressor is manifested. See, it ain't no other way to skin it. Right? Yes, he said we shall rule over who? Ain't the oppressor ruling over you right now?
Yes, sir.
Because you got a what? Because you got a birth certificate. And a what? A Social Security card and a what?
How come my student loan in there too?
Throw it in there, bro. That's what got sand paper on. You hear me? That's where the bleeding starts, brother. Gee. Come on, brother.
And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Now stop, you hear this? He's going to give you rest from it. Rest is synonymous with tabernacle. It's synonymous with the reign of Elohim, the 1,000-year reign. That is known as the seventh day. Huh, Brother Mark?
Yeah. That's it.
It's word, boy. It's ours, man. If we would just take ownership, Sister Ida, of our word. And quit letting these folks stand up there, man, with these damn spiky damn hairs stand up there like they proclaiming. You ain't proclaiming nothing, brother. The sons of Jacob is tired of this. Right?
Yes,
And I'm saying it on camera. Go back and rewind it 1,000 times. It ain't going to change. Come on, Snow.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
Now look what he smote the people with. With a continual stroke. Man, when I first read that, all I can see is whips. You hear me? And backs get busted up and bleed. He who smote, right? With a continual stroke. I said, that's a heck of a definition to put in the word. See, when the spirit of the word touch you, you can't do nothing but identify with that, Brother Mike. Y'all, you know, because I could have asked one question at the debate. Just one thing. Did any of your ancestors pick cotton? Right? We have never been in bondage to any man. Right? Come on, man.
He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hinders. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirs up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy viols, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? But thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yah. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Stop. You see, he's going to set 33.3 degrees longitude and 33 degrees latitude. That's on Mount Hermon. You're going to try to take over the place of the dwelling of the holy. You understand what I'm saying? And what you got here, what we are paying attention to, man, that Yah is not playing with this promise. And see, Satan have already, because your mind has already been on taking captive the holy people and all people that he ruled over them, because after all, that's who Yah say he ruled over. But Satan want to take that place. So this is what I was saying this morning, and we're going to stop right there. Who could put something in place such as this bondage besides Satan? Because that's a masterful plan.
Yes.
It's a masterful plan.
It is. That's wickedness.
So when you have a master builder like Satan, look what he do. And all is under that wicked doctrine. You know what I mean? Serving him and building up his lot. And it looked like his lot is plenteous. But y'all said we're going to be victorious against our adversary. Did it?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go, D. Okay, so now pay attention to this, because see, we're going to have you flow through this before we pray. But we're going to show these. So now we're going to engage in warfare prayer. Those of you all out on YouTube, I don't know how much and how long that we're going to keep it on. But you're welcome to stay as long as we online with this. Sister Jazz, you got the music? All right, you just be ready here in a second. So let's flip through this and show them what we're going to do. So I want you to get ready, Sister Gabby, Sister Jasmine, Deacon McGill. All right, let's get ready. So this, I'm going to set the way. I'm going to set the way with setting the wall perimeter and engaging the enemy. So I got some things right here that I'm getting ready to call forth. Because see, it's going to take not only us saying we're going to do it, but it's going to take us charging. It's going to take us bombarding heaven. It's going to take us engaging Yah in this war that we down. Let them know that we know now. Y'all, we know what then went on. We know the sins of our ancestors. We know we have sinned greatly. We know what we have done. See, you ain't going to march in because you're not that great. You're not going to march in on these people and just overtake. But with the hand of Yah and with the wisdom that Yah give, we can overcome these people. At least to be set apart and to be ready for when our Messiah comes. Do you understand? So this is what Sister Gabby is going to pray. All right. Sister Gabby is going to come in behind my prayer. She's going to begin exposing all evil presence here and everywhere where you at. Maybe where you at in your home. Maybe where somebody who's going to come across this video and be a part of this. Because us as Israel, we got to engage. We got power in our mouth. Yeah. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. Yeah. You understand? She's going to break down evil principalities and demonic bewitchment. See, that's a bewitchment that we are up under. They done bewitched you and caused you to now to be up under this wicked doctrine that you got. They done gave you a religion in the form of Christianity. They done put before you these things, these instruments of bondage. See, that's what we're praying against. That birth certificate is an instrument of bondage. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Y'all get ready, man. Let's engage. All right? Then Deacon McGill is going to come. There's a powerful prayer that our ancestor, Brother Baruch, prayed. All right? And that prayer was a deliverance for Israel. He did some powerful acknowledgement. See, that's what y'all want is a part of our repentance, is an acknowledgement. You understand? So we ain't going to invent, we're going to bring that before y'all. The day he prayed it, we want to revive that prayer and bring it right back before the Most High Yah. Y'all hear me? I need y'all on page tonight. Y'all know we in bondage. You know what's going on. All right? Then Sister Jasmine is going to follow up with the restoration prayer that's in Psalms 80. There's a powerful prayer. There's a prayer you want to when you pray, like sometimes I stand up and I call these prayers right out of Psalms. That now these are sure words that I'm in agreement with my ancestors. When that soul was on the earth, brought this prayer before, I'm in agreement with that prayer. And I'm bringing it right back before you, Most High Yah. See, He on the throne. This is one we got victory with. I ain't going back the other way. All right? All right? I'm going to start this first prayer and then we're going to get it going. Where you got it? I need to go back there and push that button. It's on Bluetooth. Hallelujah. Y'all ready for this?
Yes, sir.
I'm praising y'all for where we at. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise y'all. Praise y'all. Father, we bless your holy name. Saints, you give my hand praise. Hallelujah. Jesus. We thank you for your blood, Father. You knew the bondage we was going to be in, Father, this time. You knew, Father, that your children was going to wake up one day and know that we need you. Oh, Father, let your presence stir up in this place. Let your holy hand rain down right now, Father. Loose the cloud of glory. Let a great thing happen here, Father. Let it happen where your people are right now, Father. And we prepare to engage, Father, in war with Satan. Father, I come right now before you. I repent, Father, for the remission of every sin that I have committed before your eyesight, Father. Let all those who are online, let all those here, Father, bring every wicked intent, Father, that's in their heart. Every wicked sin, Father, that have been committed by their hands, by the words that have coming out of their mouth, Father. Places where they have treaded their heels, Yahweh. In the name of Jesus, Yahshua, Master. Father, I put every devil on notice right now, Father. Every demonic entity, Father, every spirit, Father, operating in opposition against us. Father, you know this bondage of the Gentiles, Father, during this time of their rule, Father. You know, Father, these instruments that they have built around themselves, Father, insulating themselves, Father, causing us to serve improperly. Bringing before us, Father, religion, Father. We tear down religion right now, Father. In the name of Jesus, Yahshua. We tear down this lie, Father. We tear it down with the blood of the Messiah right now, Jesus. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Father. Oh, I bless you. I bless you right now, Father. I know, Father, that you are hearing your children. You know the desires of all those who are yours. Those who are standing here, Father, that did not know. They did not know, Father, that we were caught up. We were caught up, Father, in lies, Father, and in deceptions. But, Father, I command right now, in the mighty name of Yahshua, Father, that these bondages be broken, Father. I command that you give us wisdom, Father. Bestow wisdom upon Yahweh. Father, we destroy the work. Hallelujah. Oh, we thank you, Father. Right now. Right now, Yahweh. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Right now, Father, we declare this. Father, I am redeemed from the curse through the blood of Jesus. Galatians 3:13. I am the seed of Abraham, and the blessings are mine, Yahweh. Galatians 3:14. I choose blessings instead of cursing, in life and instead of death. Deuteronomy 11:26. I break and loose myself from all generational curses and iniquities as a result of sin of my ancestors. In the name of Yahshua, I'm a Shia. I break and loose myself from all curses on both sides of my family, back 60 generations. In the mighty name of Yahshua, I break all curses of witchcraft, sorcery, and divination. In the name of Jesus. I break and release myself from all pride and rebellion. In the name of Jesus. Break it off us right now, Yahweh. Break it off us right now, Yahweh. Break it off your children. Break it off, Yahweh. In the name of Yahshua. Oh, hallelujah. I break and loose myself from all curses of death and destruction. In the mighty name of Yahshua. I break and rebuke all curses of sickness and infirmity right now. We break sickness and infirmity right now. poverty, from the curse of lack, from all this death, Father, this enemy, Father. We break it right now, Father, in the name of Jesus. We break it off us right now, Father. We break it off our generations right now. Oh, hallelujah. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, Yahweh. We bless your holy name. Father, we pray to release ourselves from all curses of double-mindedness, of schizophrenia. In the name of Jesus, we pray to release ourselves from all curses of Jezebel and Ahab. In the name of Jesus, we pray to release ourselves from all curses of divorce and separation. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Father, we pray to release ourselves from all curses of lust, perversion. We destroy it from our flesh right now in the name of Jesus. Right now. We break and loose ourselves from all the curses of confusion, mental illness. In the name of Jesus. We break and release ourselves from all curses of accident and premature death. In the name of Jesus. We break and release ourselves from all curses of wandering and vagabond right now in the name of Jesus. We break and loose ourselves from all spoken curses, negative words against me by others and by those in authority. And we bless our enemies right now, Father. In the name of Yahshua. We bind and loose ourselves from all words, Father, spoken out of our own mouths, Father. We loose holy angels right now, Father, to go out and to gather in every false word, Father, spoken by ourselves, by others against our own lives, Father. In your mighty name. We break and loose ourselves from all self-inflicted curses, our own negative words, Father. We command every demon hiding and operating behind the curse. Hallelujah. Thank you, Yahweh. Praise your holy name. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh right now. Bless your holy name, Yahweh. Bless your holy name. Jesus. 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 Oh, Jesus. Oh, we need you right now, Yahweh. Thank you, Father. Oh, we destroy the works of Satan right now, Jesus. We destroy his body, Father. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Yes. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, Yahweh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I bless your holy and righteous name. There's nobody like you, Father.
Humbling my body, humbling my spirit, Almighty God. Almighty God. To stand in intercession on behalf of our people, Almighty God. Come to thank you, asking that you have mercy. Have mercy upon us, Father, and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Cleanse us, Father, from all defilement and contamination, that we be worthy to stand before your throne of mercy, be worthy to stand before your throne of grace, Almighty God. Be worthy to be standing before your mercy. Restore. We need you in this moment, Almighty God. Move, restore. We need you in this moment, Almighty God. Please our hearts, Almighty God. Father, we come before you laying down our crowns, Almighty God. Asking that you be king over us, Almighty God. I ask for your spirit, Father, to flood in this place, Almighty God. Your genuine presence, Almighty God, to drive out all darkness, all principalities, Almighty God, all dominions, Father, of all darkness, Father, of the evil one, Almighty God. Tear them down. I come before you right now, asking you, Father, that the promise you've given us in the name of your Son, Jesus, Father, be activated among us right now in the name of Jesus, Father. I come before you right now, Father, bringing before you every wrong and every error, Father, that was presented to us, Father, by the enemy, Father. I come in the authority of Jesus Christ, Almighty God, to tear down every principality, Almighty God, and the evil one that's set before us, Almighty God. I come up against the principality of pride in the name of Jesus, Father, that was set up against your children, Father, generations past, Almighty God, that was brought to the forefront, the spirit of pride among us, Almighty God, the spirit of pride that is within us, Almighty God, that was placed upon us by the principality that was set over your children, Almighty God. Years ago, Almighty God, I command that it be broken and broken down. I come up against every principality of rebellion that has kept our people in bondage. In the name of Jesus, the blood is a lamb, Almighty God. I come up against every evil principality of our children, the stronghold of Jesus, that is spoken up of our people. Power
Every evil plan, every device, every disguise, they turn into your righteousness. Father, I come up against every demonic bewitchment on behalf of every government kingdom that was set up and established already to come up against your chosen, your hidden ones already. Let their systems establish the name of Jesus. Look from heaven, Mother, your holy ones, to go and cause havoc upon their kingdom. That they set up confusion upon your children, Almighty God. I ask, Mother, that their structures fall down, that they self-implode in the mighty name of Jesus. I come against every demonic bewitchment, Almighty God, of every demon high-hearted son that has been set up, Father, to come up against your men of God, Father, that you have risen up, Father, your truth, Almighty God, to proclaim your words, Father, truth from every end of the earth, Almighty God, every demonic hierarchy that's been set up, Almighty God, to cause stumbling, Father, on your shepherds, Father, to cause stumbling, Father, on your elders, to cause stumbling on your leaders, to cause stumbling on every man and every general, Father, that you place over the assembly of Israel, Almighty God. I command in the name of Jesus, let the communication be destroyed, Father, let every nation be removed in the mighty name of Jesus, Father. I bless your holy name, Almighty God. I bless your holy name, Almighty God. I come up against every demonic bewitchment, Father, that was perpetrated on us, Father, by every intercellular being, Father, that is into our presence, Father, because of sin, Father, because of our wickedness, Father, because of our backsliding, Father, because of our transgressions, Father, because of our iniquitous ways, Almighty God. Remove it in the name of Jesus. Remove its grip upon us in the name of Jesus. Remove this being from our presence, Almighty God. That they no longer have a hand, Father, to cause us to be swayed and moved contrary to your purpose.
Yes, Father, we call
on the bewitchment in the name of Jesus, Father.
Right now.
Remove it far from us, Father. Father, remove the demonic bewitchment that is on our minds. That is on our minds, Father. Because of the entertainment of spirits, Father.
Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah.
Cleanse our minds, Jesus.
Cleanse us.
Remove every demonic bewitchment of our minds, because of the lies that we have received. Oh, because of the lust, Father, that we desire. Because of the agreement with deception, Father. Allow the blood of your Son, Father, to cleanse and purify our minds, that we no longer walk around beguiled, Father. Father, so that we walk with clarity, Father. That we are able to discern calamity when it comes, that we are able to discern the times, Father. Remove the bewitchment from our minds, Father. We've been ensnared, Father. We need you, Father, to remove us, Father, from the ensnarement, Father.
We need you, Father. You the
In
only
the name of Jesus, Father.
In the name of Jesus. You the only one, Father.
Remove the demonic bewitchment, Father. Strike the silver cord, Father. From all the wilderness, in the name of Jesus. Strike the silver cord, Father, that was set up long ago, Father. Father, to set up evil altars against us, Father.
Yes, Father. Right and live, Father. In the name of Jesus.
Tear down every evil altar.
Tear down, Yahweh. Tear down, Yahweh. Tear down, Yahweh. Tear down, Yahweh. right now.
Break free. In the name of Jesus.
All
demonic captivity.
Right now, Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Drive out all the darkness of evil.
Drive it out, y'all. We drive out all darkness.
Open up your word.
Open up your word, Yahweh.
We properly activated.
Yes, Father.
This moment.
Father, we properly activate this moment right now, Father. Oh, hallelujah. This hour, this day right now, y'all. We're in the moment. Yes.
Remove every yoke.
Yes.
Every shackle.
Yes.
Every chain.
Yes. Yes, Jesus. In Jesus' name.
I'm asking your freedom is granted to us.
Hallelujah.
In this moment.
Yes, Yahweh.
Circumcise our hearts.
Circumcise our
hearts. Give us a new spirit.
New spirit, Father.
Serve you. With our whole heart.
Yes, Father.
And our whole mind. Our whole body and our whole being.
Yes, Jesus.
In
Jesus' name. Hallelujah. Praise God. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Oh, Elohim of Israel, who brought your people out of the land of Egypt.
Yes, Yahweh.
With a mighty hand, and with signs and wonders,
thank you, Jesus.
and with great power and an outstretched arm, and made yourself a name that continues to this day.
Yes,
we have sinned, Father. We have been ungodly, Father. We have done wrong, Yah, against all your ordinances, Father. Let your anger turn away from us, Yahweh. For we are left few in number among the nations where you have scattered us, Father. Hear our prayer, O Father, and our supplication, O Yah. And for your own sake, deliver us. And grant us your favor in the sight of those who have carried us into exile, Yahweh. So that all the earth may know that you are Yahweh Elohim. And consider us, Father. And cry your ear, O Yahweh. And hear us, O Yahweh. Open your eyes, O Yahweh. And see us, Father. For the dead who are in Hades, Father, whose spirit has been taken from their bodies, will not ascribe to glory or justice to you, Father. But the person who is deeply grieved, Father, who walks bound and feeble, with failing eyes and famished soul, will declare your glory and righteousness, O Yahweh. For it is not because of any righteous deed of our ancestors or our kings that bring us before our prayer to you, O Yahweh. For you have sent your anger and your wrath upon us, as you declared by your servants, the prophets, saying, thus says Yahweh, bend your shoulders and serve the king of Babylon, and you will remain in the land that I have gave to your ancestors. But if you will not obey the voice of Yahweh, and will not serve the king of Babylon, I will make you cease from the towns of Judah, and from the region of Jerusalem, the voice of mirth, and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride. And the whole land will be a desolation without inhabitants. But we did not obey your voice to serve the king of Babylon. And you have carried out your threats, which you spoke by your servants, the prophets, that the bones of our kings and the bones of our ancestors would be brought out of their resting places, and indeed have been thrown out into the heat of the day and the frost of the night. They perished in great misery by famine and by sword and pestilence. And the house that is called by your name, you have made it as today, because of the wickedness of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah.
Yet you have dwelt with us, O Father.
Yes, Father, in the name of Jesus.
In all your kindness, in all your great compassion, as you spoke by your servant Moshe, on the day when you commanded him to write the law, in the presence of the people of Israel, says, if you will not obey my voice, this very great multitude will surely turn into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. For I know that they will not obey me, for they are a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their exile, they will come to themselves and know that I am Yahweh, their Elohim. I will give them a heart that obeys, and ears that hear. They will praise me in the land of their exile. Everlasting covenant with them to be their Elohim, and they shall be my people, and I will never again remove my people Israel from the land that I have given them. Oh Yahweh Almighty, Elohim of Israel, the soul and anguish and the weary spirit cry out to you, Yah. Hear us, O Yah, and have mercy, Father, for we have sinned before you. You are enthroned forever, Father, and we are perishing forever. Oh Yah Almighty, Elohim of Israel, hear now the prayer of the people of Israel, the children of those who sinned before you, who did not heed the voice of Yahweh their Elohim, so that the calamities have come to us. Do not remember the iniquities of our ancestors, Father, but in the crisis, remember your power and your name. For you are the Elohim, our Elohim, and it is you, O Yahweh, who we will praise. Hallelujah. So you have put the fear of you in our hearts, so that we will call upon your name, and we will praise you in our exile. For we have put away our hearts of all the iniquities of our ancestors who sinned against you, Father. See, we are today in our exile, where you have scattered us to be reproached and cursed and punished for all the iniquities of our ancestors who forsook you, Yah. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 Yes. In the name of Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Thank you. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father. Hallelujah.
Give ear, O shepherd of Israel. Thou that leadest Joseph like a flock, thou that dwellest between the cherubims, shine forth before Ephraim and Benjamin and Manasseh. Stir up thy strength and come and
Yes, hallelujah.
turn us again, O Elohim.
Please, hallelujah, Father.
Cause thy faith to shine,
oh, hallelujah,
and we shall be saved.
Please, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Oh Yahweh, Elohim of hosts, how long wilt thou be angry against the prayer of thy people? Thou feedest them with the bread of tears, and givest them tears to drink in great measure. Thou makest us to strive unto our neighbor, and our enemies laugh among themselves. Turn us again, O Yahweh of hosts, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. Thou prepared its room before it, and then it's caused it to take deep root, and it filled the land. The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the boughs thereof were like the goodly cedars. She sent out her boughs into the sea, and her branches into the river. Why hast thou broken down her hedges, so that all they would pass by the way do plug her? The boar out of the wood doth waste it, and the wild beast of the field doth devour it. Return, we beseech thee. We beseech thee, O Yahweh of hosts. Look down from heaven, and behold, and visit this vine, and the vineyard which thy right hand hath planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself. It is burned with fire. It is cut down. They perish at the rebuke of thy countenance. Let thy hand be upon the man of thy right hand, on the son of the man whom thou madest strong for thyself. So will not we go back from thee? Quicken us, and we will call upon thy name. Turn us again, O Yahweh, Elohim of hosts. Cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Hallelujah.
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 Praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh. Give Yahweh a hand. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh. Oh, Father.
Yes, Father.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, Father.
Oh, Jesus.
Surely Yah has thought about us. For he have left words of life, words of deliverance in his word. Truly the day shall come when we all shall come out by a strong right hand and an outstretched arm.
Oh, hallelujah, Father.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you. Thank you, Father.
Woo! Hallelujah. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Grace your mercy, Father.
oh, hallelujah.
Thank you.
Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. We have one that sits on that throne. If we would just abide in Yah, our path will be made straight. Lord, bless all Israel that you abide under this charge. That all who sat through the prayer, I pray that your homes be blessed 60-fold. I pray that Yah bring you out and provide you with every resource that's going to allow you to walk with the strength and the boldness of the righteous as we await Yahshua. Y'all be blessed. I'm Pastor Corey here with the Straightway Ministries of Straightway, Kansas City. And I pray that you have been blessed. Even though you couldn't hear all that was being said, even though that you may not understood, I pray that your home be filled tonight with a great portion of the set-apart spirit. That a great army of angels surround your dwelling. That every wicked and demonic activity and entity that may be near your dwelling place be removed. I bless you. In the mighty name of Jesus Yeshua. Shabbat shalom. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.